Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. Now I've been trying to get away from doing the intros, but I haven't had a whole lot of success with that. So I'm going to have to go back into doing that again, but I'm going to try and keep this as short as I possibly can. I apologize for how infrequently we've been posting videos the last few weeks. Been working a whole bunch of extra shifts, and then I went in and had eye surgery, so I've been recovering from that and still am. But hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we're going to get back to our usual routine of having a decent number of videos coming out for you guys, especially all those exclusive videos for our patrons. We're really trying to focus on giving you guys some awesome content. So for anybody that is interested in that, just go ahead and check the description of the video down below. And I've had quite a few questions, even though we've had this system in place for a little while, quite a few questions on how you can, how our fans can tip us or show appreciation to us, and you can buy us a cup of coffee. We set up a quote-unquote tip jar for that. Again, just check the description of the video down below if you're curious about that. Otherwise, hope you guys are enjoying things. Please email us with anything, strategies you would like to see, questions you may have, videos you would like to see. If you would like to see us do the true crime stuff again, or just the mob stories on Vegas, or the history of Vegas, or restaurants, anything you might like to see from us, please shoot me an email, sincityliving@gmail.com. We love shooting this stuff for you guys. Otherwise, we're going to jump right into today's video. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about alternatives, basically. This is for the Iron Cross players out there. If you've watched enough of our videos, you know how little we buy into the Iron Cross. The Iron Cross, the classic Iron Cross, the 3 units on the 5, 6, 8, and the 2 units in the field, and then same bet and everything, is just an astonishingly weak and terrible, terrible, terrible strategy. So what are some of the alternatives to play? Well, the first thing I would say is if you're just diehard set on the Iron Cross, well, then look at some of the variants. Look at some of the variants that utilize the field to spread out to the other numbers, and then press up. The biggest thing to change with the Iron Cross is pressing it up. Press your bets up, even just a mid-press, or even just the highly underrated press 1 unit that we have talked about many, many times. Just something. Press something up. The problem with the expansion and then the press up is that you are behind the 8 ball by a few numbers, by quite a few rolls, by the time you actually manage to expand out to all the numbers and then start pressing them. Because as we've talked about in the past, the goal of most strategies really is just to have 1 or 2 numbers hit beyond the statistical likelihood, 6, 7, or 8 times during a roll. If a number rolls 10 or more times during a roll, people that don't color up thousands, it's frightening. That means they're basically doing nothing with their bets. So, you're looking for 1 number to roll 6, 7, 8 times, 9 times maybe. So when you're doing the expansion out, it's going to take longer. You're behind by a few more rolls. So some of the alternatives, now let's look at this. Okay. Now the Iron Cross, if the point were an 8, the Iron Cross would still place the 8. Now we're assuming a $10 minimum bet table. Obviously this scales up with higher limit tables. Okay, but you're at 51 action right here and $10 right there. That's $61 in action. Theoretically, you're hitting every single number. However, on the 4, 9, and 10, you're getting paid even money. Now, if you're using this to expand out, then you're not really making any money when those numbers roll. And when these numbers roll, because say a 4 rolls, well, you're going to get paid here, then you're going to put it over here. Nothing's actually changed. Whereas if you instead of 61 action, what if you did 64? Do 64 action. Now, if that 4 rolls, you actually get paid $18. Even if you press it up 1 unit, you're banking $13, and your 4 has now pressed up. Then it hits again, you continue to press, maybe you're in a mid-press situation. So going across, including the point, is one of the strongest and most viable alternatives. Now, if you're really diehard about betting every single number, then you can do 69 action. So you've got 61 action betting these numbers and right here. But the problem is, on most things that roll, you're either making $10 because you're getting paid even money over there, or you're making $11, right? So and that's not including any press. It's just if you were to say bet. Whereas everything else, you're on the 64 cross. So add another 5. Make it 69 across, do a horn high 12. Now if the 2, 3, 11, or 12 roll, you're going to get paid 26, 11, 11, or 57. That's not too bad. And now you don't have 10 in action that you have to pay back every single roll when it's one of these numbers. Now, yes, when the field rolls, you're getting paid there. Plus, if you've already spent it out, then you're getting paid in both spots. But this way, at 5, 6, or 8 rolls, you get paid your $21. Bring that back, you're at $16. Now you can press one unit, and you're still banking money. And once it hits the second, the third, the fourth times, you're banking even more money. So going across is a viable alternative. If you're diehard about hitting every single number, then give yourself a horn high 12, or horn high aces, horn high anything, or a $4 horn, whatever you want to do. That will get you all of the numbers. But you could also, say you're on a budget, maybe because I see a lot of people do the broken iron cross, where they just do 2 units each, and then 2 units over there. And that's not counting the iron stupid that I see all the time, where people are placing a couple of them doing the field and hopping just because they're on a smaller budget. It's just incredibly amusing. So if you're on a budget, if you're on a tight budget, if you're going up to a $10, $15, $25 table and you're buying in with $40, $60, $80, you pretty much have to get lucky. You have to get extremely lucky. There's no strategy that in any way, shape, or form makes sense with that small of a budget. So if you're on a budget, remember, what is the goal again? The goal for most strategies is to just hit a couple of numbers more often than is statistically likely, right? So if you're on a budget, maybe you just have to guess. Maybe you have to guess, and you decide to keep it smaller. What if you're at a $10 minimum bet table, you just do 32 inside. 32 inside, but just mid-press those. Remember, right here, you've got an enormous number of the non-losing combinations of the dice. You've got a whole ton of them. Okay, right here, you've got 13 of the 30 non-losing numbers. Right, and that's just 32 action. It's a lot less than 61, but you could also do 44. That's still less than 61. Now you've got all the inside numbers. So now you've got 18 of the 30 non-losing combinations of the dice. You've got over 50-50 chance. There's a reason that a lot of people play the inside and then just aggressively press them, because they are the most common numbers to roll. So if you're on that tight budget and you just want to have 1 or 2 numbers, you're hoping 1 or 2 numbers hit more than statistically likely, your best bet, go for these inside numbers. But you could also do 40 outside. They take less hits in order to make it up the table max. They also pay a little bit better, especially on the 4 and 10, but they're also less likely to hit. So you got a little bit of guesswork there, but there's nothing wrong with playing just some of the numbers. This whole idea of playing every single number to get paid on every single number, it's foolish, because what happens is the players get paid an incredibly small amount. I've seen iron cross players that do actually press it up. I know one guy, he presses it up, and he's actually very aggressive with how he presses it up. But he starts out with his iron cross and his presses and his expansion and then presses and all that. And he is, like I said, an aggressive player. And if he catches a 30-minute roll, he might color up $700-800, maybe. Whereas other players on the table are coloring up $1,500 to $3,500. And it's, again, because he was trying to catch every single number, get paid on every single number, and he's getting paid such a tiny, tiny, tiny amount that it's just useless. So there's viable alternatives to just picking a few numbers. Some people only bet the even numbers. 4, 6, 8, 10, 44, even, including the point, if the point were 4, 6, 8, or 10. But your cross bets, those are your best bets, because they pay better than even money as well. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video, and as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that. But the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the two of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on T-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.